Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt be no more called tender and delicate. I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to our Heavenly Father and His Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wahar, Rakak, Wadash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders and the bishops of GMS, and salutations to the hopeful elect brethren that are out there on the four corners of the globe pushing His truth, and all truth and sincerity and the strength of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And Yahweh is the Heavenly Father's true name, and Yahweh Shai is the Son's name. Okay, these are the names that you should call on, okay, daily, giving honor to, giving praise to, okay, not just when things go bad. We give praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai on the daily, that He can give us this glorious word of prophecy, man, and to show you that His words are always true through the playing out of our lives on this planet. Okay? The old virgin daughter of Babylon is America. Okay? And she will be brought down because she have lived so deliciously in this place, right? And made everybody think that she was the prize to be gotten, that particular whore. When you read verse 8, it says, I start 7, and thou sayest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst thou remember the end of it. Therefore hear now this, that thou art given to pleasure, and dwellest carefully, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else besides me. Because America always have been saying that they are the greatest country. They are the one that's who you should come bow down here and believe in the influence of. That's always been America. It says, and shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know loss of children. See, America has like the worst. They got like more people in prison. You got a homeless rate that's higher than anybody. Our workload is heavy. We work 7 days a week. You know, no time for your family. America destroys a family. Okay. You got these prisons that have been built to put people in because it's $1 billion industries by the billionaires to get free labor. It's slavery all over again. And then they lock you up so you can't run away like the old slaves did on the plantation. And they know that you will run away. You'll walk off so that they keep you in prison, right? Stack you on top of each other like the Calhoun experiment. And then you become evil. You become treacherous. You know, you become other than what you are. You become sodomitish. Okay? Your thinking level is only on a survival level. So you become an animal. But yet you still are trained to obey that authority. And you have to obey that authority pursuant to Romans, the 13th chapter. It says, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in a day, in loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection of the multitude of thy sorceries. When you think you on top, just like Job 20 say, in the fullness of your sufficiency, the Most High gonna have you in straits, man. Okay? And it says, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments, man, because America has always trusted in wickedness, man. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me. The wisdom and knowledge, it have perverted thee. And thou hast said, thine heart, I am, and none else beside me, to the point your pride level's up. You see, you are portraying to be the greatest country ever, but you are ahead in all the negative stats of the world, all the negative stats. You are at the top. You are really the worst country in the world. You are ran by thieves, man. You're ran by lowlifes. Okay? And I'm going to play this, man, just to end with it. This little something I just seen. I'm going to play this little video.
Watch this one right here.
Thank you all so much for having me. I know in the docket it says I'm a comedian, but I have nothing fun.
And this Esau, this Esau saying is, like, you know, he appears to be Esau. Let me say that. This is what an Edomite would look like if you didn't know, if you had to choose. Like, how does an Edomite look? This is how we, you know, you have to try the spirit by the spirit, but just on looking, he looks like an Edomite, you know. And these kind of people they'll let get up and say this kind of thing he about to say. Hell, they wouldn't let me say this shit.
We are told that America is the greatest country on earth, but tell me if this sounds great. More children are gunned down in our nation than any other country. More people declare bankruptcy in America due to medical debt than any other country. America says it's the greatest country on earth, but it's one of the only countries that doesn't guarantee women maternity leave. Many women have to go back to work just a few days after giving birth. States across the U.S., including Oklahoma, have contracts with prisons to make sure they have enough inmates. And if they don't, we have to pay the prisons to maintain their profit margins. Ambulances are so expensive that it can easily ruin someone's financial life. People would rather call an Uber than call an ambulance. Our entire society is put behind a paywall. Whether it be needing insurance for healthcare or insurance can deny coverage for treatment that's already covered and that people already pay for. Also, the insurance companies can get profit. Or insulin, which costs $80 monthly anywhere else in the world, but in America it costs over $900. This is exploitation. Or our toll roads, paid for by our tax dollars who are owned by private corporations who turn around and charge us to drive on the roads that we paid for. All of this so that a robber baron can steal even more money from working class Americans. They say we are the freest country on earth, but according to the Cato Institute, we rank 14th in freedom. We have the highest incarceration rate of any country, which is pretty ironic for being the freest country on earth. We have freedom so long as we don't criticize the system that pays hardworking Americans a fraction of what they deserve. How sinister a country whose Declaration of Independence says all men are created equal, but then proceeds to abuse any minority that isn't straight white men. How morally corrupt a nation who preaches being the greatest country on earth, but in practice proves over and over again that it doesn't care about its people, but rather for the profit margins of the rich.
See, the profit margins of the rich. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Okay? And that's what they're doing. That's why in Revelation 17 it says here that these 10 horns, which are these other European Union nations, they're going to hate this whore America, man. And it says she'll make her desolate. And they're going to eat her flesh and burn her with fire, because this thing is coming down to thermonuclear destruction. This is where this particular man has driven America to, because they don't know how. They have no righteous inkling in their bones, in their soul. So all they know is evil. And if you hand them the keys to a nation, and the head is gonna always go backwards, bro. With these Edomites, man, these Idumeans, bro. You know,
like to shake our finger at other nations and call them corrupt, but America has perfected the craft of corruption. Because in America, we can legally bribe our politicians. You want a law passed? Bribe a politician. You want a government contract? Bribe a politician. It just so happens that politicians you bribe are very helpful to corporations after they get elected. We call it lobbying, but the rest of the world calls it corruption. This is the type of hypocrisy that makes America so good at corruption. Something that's illegal and immoral to any decent person. You name it lobbying and all of a sudden it's not immoral. Now our fellow Americans won't know it's corrupt because you named it lobbying and made it legal. This is one of the core reasons for our country's downfall. We call ourselves a Christian nation, yet we bomb more countries than any other on earth. We supply more bombs used to murder children than any other country. We say we're a Christian nation, but we do not feed the poor.
The list continues, you know.
The list continues, man. That's it. With Babylon, the list continues, man. And it's not going to stop until Yahweh Shem Yahushai destroy this place. and put them in their rightful place, which is under subjection under the Israelites in the kingdom of heaven. I hope this was edifying to the election of Israel. Shalom.